Mine
5,
too.
4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shay Newbert. And today, sitting across from me, this is like a hyped up episode because so many people are stoked about this.
I'm here for it. Here for it.
Is the handsome Travis Swanson and beautiful Sinaman.
Yes, and you said it right. You're like the only one that ever says it right. So.
I've got it. You put me in check the first time I said it, Sinaman.
Yep. Sinaman.
So I've got it all corrected out now. Now, I mean, we're going to take a bunch of deep dives down every which direction here.
Good.
But the first question I want to ask is, how long have you been doing drag?
Too long. You never ask a lady her age. I kind of do a mixture of between like drag and cross-dressing.
Okay.
I'm pretty well-rounded, I think, with myself and who I am as an individual. So I've kind of just been like playing with makeup in general, like since I was in high school. So
okay,
like 15 plus years, dabbing into it and just being exposed to it and stuff. And
now, do you feel more comfortable when you are dressed like a woman?
Oh, I'm a whole nother person. I am a whole nother person. I do feel comfortable, yes.
But you're such a handsome guy. Like, so
yeah.
do you got to feel comfortable as Travis as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like it's very important for you if you're going to be anybody who it's essentially a body modification, what you're doing when you get in or out of drag, or if you're doing any kind of like cross-dressing in general. Mm-hmm. It's just a body modification. You have to own it. I mean, if you don't have that confidence, you don't have any of it.
So we're going to keep going into that, but I want to first off say Shot 30 Podcast is available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Castbox. Go ahead, hit 5 shares, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and leave a comment below. But, okay, so now when you do drag, to start off, not cross-dressing or anything, when you do like a drag show, mm-hmm. How long do you have to spend to get ready for a show? Because I know that each person, I've been to a lot of drag shows, so they change in between. Mm-hmm. And now, how long do you have to get ready? How long does it take for you?
For a drag show, for me, I mean, I've been doing it. The longer you do it, the faster you can get to it. I mean, it took me about an hour and 10 minutes just to do this. I mean, so you got to figure just making it even more extravagant, darker makeup, darker contour, different hair pieces. Depends on what you're doing. I was more of a pageant queen than I was like a show queen, I think.
Okay.
So I do like local pageants around here, and that's at least a whole day event.
So when you are performing, can you actually dance, or are you just out there kind of you're just moving your shit around?
Yeah, I'm just like, get these shoulders going a little bit. No, my style's more like a sultry little, have some fun with it.
Oh, yum, yum.
Yum, yum, yum.
Does that even make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever used that term, a little yum, yum.
Yum, yum.
Sounds like Yoshi from Mario. Yum, yum.
Yeah, if I could have been a stripper in drag, I would be a stripper in drag. Absolutely. That's my aesthetic, for sure.
Now, the whole, like, transgender, is that ever anything that you've ever thought about? Taking estrogen and moving in that process?
Absolutely.
Is it still something you're pondering?
I don't necessarily think pondering. I just feel like I'm a very good mixture of both. Some days I'll wake up and I'll be more feminine. Some days I'll wake up and be more masculine, So.
I've heard that a lot of people say that. Some, even, I forget his name, but he was a big-time strongman. Like, super big name. I think his name was, like, Ray Kurzlicki or something. It's a very long last name. But he was a superhuman in strongman. And then he started his... Well, he said that he was starting his transition, but he was essentially just cross-dressing and doing drag and became a woman. And
trying to figure out who he was.
Yeah, and so he went back and forth, but I think that now he just sticks with being a jacked-ass man and a jacked-ass woman whenever he wants to be.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
And I think he's an awesome dude. I did want to get into this because there's going to be a lot of... the world is so weird that we live in that it's either all love or all hate. You get one of two sides. Do you get a lot of negative pushback for it?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, just even the drive here, just in coming into the area, the towns that I had to go through just to get here, I couldn't wear my hair. I mean, I couldn't do that. I don't want to have a situation where I'm just sitting at a stoplight and somebody notices that I have an Adam's apple and I'm just wearing a wig, and I have makeup on. It's just, it can be a very big, huge thing with your safety, so you have to be cautious with all of it.
I really hope that can break the normal for you, and that you can wear whatever the fuck you want whenever you want to wear it.
Oh,
wherever
yeah,
the fuck you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we go any further, I mean, the show is called Shot 30 Podcast, so we're going to take a shot of tequila. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, and also, as I'm pouring these up, I want to let everybody know Shot 30 Podcast is sponsored by Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies. Visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies on Facebook and Instagram today and get your most beautiful decorative cakes, cupcakes, cookies, delights. Visit her today. She's taking orders. And it's the best. Dude, she's the best.
You had me at cookies, honestly.
Oh, man. You should see some of these cakes. Dude, some of these cakes that she makes, they are insane. Cheers to you. Thank you for being here.
No, thank you for inviting me. I like it.
Whew. Yeah, and so we got a lot of steam after we announced that you were going to be on the show. We got a lot of steam, like a lot of people who do what you do. And I thought that was so cool that, we're able to reach out to a different group of people, even though we have never on this show, it's never been diverse in one way or another.
Right.
I love everybody. Everybody's different in a million different ways, and I really appreciate that.
I got goosebumps, full body, and it's awesome. I love sitting across the table from someone who's like straight up American man, and you like this diversity with your podcast, and you're trying to rope it in, and I appreciate it, and I'm glad that you reached out to me to come and do this.
I was pumped. I was pumped. Well, when I talked to Chelsea, I was like, "Do you think Travis would be interested?" She goes, "Oh, fucking hell yeah, he's in." He's in.
I called her. I was like, "What the hell did you get me signed up for?"
But it's kind of just like in the same idea. It's the way I've always lived my life. I was a really good football player and I love sports. Then I went to powerlifting. That was me 5 years ago. You probably wouldn't believe it now with the gut I got, but. And then I was playing semi-pro football, softball, and then all these things, and then stand-up, and then the podcast. I just love to try everything. I love being as diverse as I can as a person, and I think that's awesome anytime I see that in another person.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think that's you being true to yourself, and that's pretty awesome.
Now, with what we were kind of talking about, your drive here and stuff, and you not feeling comfortable, you're not even not feeling comfortable. It honestly sounds more like a thing of you just not even wanting to deal with it. Deal
absolutely.
with the nasty look.
I mean, and we're in 2020. Everything's going real crazy. It's real haywire right now. So it's just more of a situation where I'm not afraid. I've never been afraid. Mm-hmm. I would absolutely be known to get in full, high drag and go walk around the mall. Just to be able to strut my stuff and be comfortable in my skin. And that's like the number one way to... when you're first starting to become a drag queen or to become somebody who wants to cross and wear, clothes that are for not for your gender. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's one of the biggest things is go to your local mall. Walk around in it. You get that energy from the people walking around and it just fuels you. And I love that. And I love that I can be able to do that. It's just right now and in today's times, it's just, I don't have time for it. I'm just like, I don't want it. Because, I'll be the one, I'll park my car and I'll just get out. Be like, what up? You got something to say? Come on, roll your window down. I'm one of those kind of people. So, it's just more, it's more for other people versus me. But I know a lot of people struggle, especially in my community, with that. It's hard.
So, now you have a boyfriend, correct?
Yes, I do.
And how does he do drag? Does he just support you? What is he?
Phenomenal.
I've seen a lot
phenomenal.
of your posts.
Yep.
I went through, and I just want to shout out to your 30-year-old post.
Yes.
Shout out to you turning 30.
Dirty 30. I got more condiments in my fridge. That's all I'm excited
Man,
about.
You were pissed.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I was just like, it hit me like a brick. I was like, oh. Yo, we're 30 and we got a 4th grader. Okay.
Oh my god, and your 4th grader is awesome.
He's perfect.
He's a
perfect.
Cool cat. I've hung out with him a couple times, and that kid is a cool kid.
Yeah, he is one of the dopest kids ever. He's everything that I wish I was at that age.
Did you tell him that you were coming here today? He
doesn't know. No.
Oh, okay.
He has not a clue. He doesn't know.
He's really wanted to come back over for a fortnight.
Yes,
game
Jesus
night, so
God.
I told him it'd happen again soon. But COVID's really fucked up a lot of shit.
It really has.
Has COVID fucked up you performing? I'm sure there's
So, I'll be 100% honest. I haven't really performed in a very long time. I do more, right now, how I perform is I do more charity events. There's a show, it's called Queens for a Cause. And I kind of started it quite a few years ago with one of my best friends, and she...
Oh, you started it?
She took it, yep, her and I, we worked with it, and then a couple other people, and then it's grown. You know, and I kind of I was going through some things at that time mentally with my life, so I just took I took a step back in my community, and I just, worked on Travis. You know, I had to find my inner peace and stuff. But, nope, Queens for a Cause is really good. They will get submissions from people like, hey, this person's going through this. We've done shows for Make-A-Wish. We've done shows for a bunch of stuff. But I'm more of a charity queen right now. And I feel like we got some new youngins coming out doing drag, and I think I'm going to have to come back out and show them what's up.
Shit. I think that it's so fascinating the way we grew up. We're the same age. I'm 29, but I'm younger than you. You're so much older. 20s. Yeah, you're so much older. But I think it's fascinating the fact that when we were growing up, even the way where my brain was, everybody tells you, hey, you know what, being gay is wrong, cross-dressing is wrong, or drag is weird and shit like this. All these things, and I've taken them in. And I had my childhood opinion because it was what I was forced to think. And then as I got older, I'm like, why would I care? Why would I ever worry about somebody doing something that makes them happy? How could I ever? How selfish of a person to worry about what's making that person happy. If a person wants to be with if a man wants to be with a short woman, do we judge that man because he wants to be with a short woman or a tall woman or a big woman, skinny woman? Why are we worrying so much about these things? And I think right now we're in the time where things are starting to fizzle away, where it's more accepted, it's more okay.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of work that I think that needs to be done with it, but with LGBTQ+, I mean, it's something that's just... Every day, I feel like it's progressing further and further. Things, in the world in general are just progressing further and further in ways that we never would have imagined when we were kids.
And so this is where I want to take a next dive. Your boyfriend is a black man. Yes?
Yes.
And you are a strong advocate of the
Absolutely.
Black Lives Matter movement and everything that's going on. And I think that there's a lot to be said in the middle of this. It's not white versus black. This whole movement isn't white versus black. And you've put a lot of posts up about this. And I completely agree. It is open your eyes to what's going on with these individuals. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Absolutely.
I
think honestly opinion, I do think it is a lot of white versus black. And I say that in the aspect of racism is extremely, extremely disgusting right now. And it's always been that way. It's just we live in a social media culture where now it's starting to be let known and brought to the forefront.
Yeah.
It's where back in the day it was something that was hidden, I mean, it was something that it wasn't talked about. It wasn't put in media or anything like that. So
I don't think I'm going to disagree with you here. I think that maybe the way I worded it sounds a little bit different than the way
you worded it fine. Yep. No, I just wanted to just polish it a little bit.
Yeah. Spit shine.
Yeah. And it's not, I think a lot of people, they get upset, especially white people who are like, I'm not racist. And they know they're not racist, and they're really not racist, but they get offended when people say things like, it is a white versus black. We're not singling you out saying that this is solely you as a white person versus a black person,
Absolutely. And it's also the same matter with, it's not about a it's not, well, what if this is the first thing a dumb white person always says, well, what if a black cop shot a white guy? it's all misconstrued in the process of what's trying to be done here. And I've told this story on the podcast before. In high school, I was a very good football player, I'd say, and one of my closest friends, he was a black guy who was just with me at the party. One of my good friends, he was at the party. Well, we went to leave, and I was driving, and they said, okay, you need to call your parents, get a ride home, and that's what they said to me. And then they told him a whole different story. You're going to get a ticket for underage drinking. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? Right. He's in the pet. I'm driving. What is going on here? And that was my very first taste of, something's not right here. Why is he different than me? Right. And he just sat there beside me. And it was the saddest fucking thing. And even to this date, I still, he goes, just let it be. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. Just go home. You're fine. And my heart broke in a million different ways. It broke in a million different ways. Like, why am I being treated so different than him? And I'm the one driving.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. There's not an answer right now, but I feel like a lot of things are being figured out. I feel
slowly.
Like it's
I mean, we're progressing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like you're taking 10 strides forward, but then you're taking 50 back. Like, we as a society, we're going forward. We're moving with it. We need to. We're bringing awareness. First, it's admitting that there's a problem. And then it's starting to work on those problems. And I suggest just at the most, conversation. Conversation just helps it.
And me, I have a lot of friends that are police officers. Some of the sweetest, brilliant, beautiful people I've ever met. And I cannot speak on when I say all the police are not bad. There's a lot of great, beautiful police. Like, absolutely. A lot of really strong, passionate people who are just there to make a difference. And what are we fucking... Let's get out of all this. I
would just say before we go forward, there are good white people, there's bad white people. There's good Chinese, there's bad Chinese. There's good blacks, there's bad blacks. There's good and bad in every single group, no matter if it's a race or racial group or if it's the nerds, the jocks, the preps.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. There's good and there's bad in all. I think what I would like to see more moving forward is the good in those groups holding the bad accountable.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree.
I've started to see that. I mean, with police. I mean, I will say I have started to see it just in the local area. I mean, I just want to see more. I want to see more, like, hold your colleague accountable. When they're doing wrong, hold them accountable, even if it's just speaking up and puts you in a weird position.
Yeah, and that doesn't just speak towards white, black, any color of a
just
person.
Anybody in general, hold people accountable for their wrongdoing.
Gay, trans,
exactly,
lesbian, anything like any of those. I mean, and it goes beyond that. I mean, there's one group I'll never get behind. That's that weird ass fucking pedophile shit. That's the fucking piece of shit. That's something. That is
save the children.
Yes,
you gotta save them.
Yes, that is the weirdest fucking. I don't know how people think. Yeah. But yeah, if we could all just sit back and understand that there is the good and bad, and there is difference in people. There's difference in everybody. Some people. I mean, it's literally everything. Everybody has their niches in everything. Some things that people want, don't want, anything. At the end of the day, I mean, what I have just been saying, like, how I was raised, no matter where my background is standing right now with family, it's just, I was raised in a certain way that the Belgian side of me, you do what you have to do to live your truth. No matter who gets upset. And that goes for everybody. I like that a lot. I cannot allow myself to live a life where I'm saying I have to do what I have to do to live my truth, and then get upset when somebody that I don't agree with does the same. I think that's the whole point of everything too. Is just the world needs more of live your truth. Yeah.
If you're a bad person, own up to you being bad. Learn from your mistakes. That's the whole point of being, somebody who makes a bad mistake. And I think that's with racism. I think that absolutely there can be somebody who was taught to be racist, where they can go through a life where they're learning, oh my God, this is not how I was raised.
Yeah.
This is something that's different. If you're willing and able to accept that there is things out there, you know, that's not what you were taught. Like, it's not the same way that how you were taught as a child. And it's just, it goes back to generations and generations and before those. It's just, sometimes people have been taught for so many generations a certain way to live life and a certain way to be true, you know, how they feel is true, that's not the case with them. But we can't, to the fullest, hold them accountable to that negativity of that lifestyle that they've been taught. We have to be the good person to teach them the right way, to bring them back. Like, hey, I understand that this is what you're taught. You know, I'm not holding you against this part, but I need you to open up your eyes. This is really what's going on. Can we learn from this? Can we fix this together?
Man, I think we just took maybe the deepest dive on Shot 30 podcast
Absolutely.
history. And I'm so glad for it, because there is a time and a place to, and right now is the time and the place to make a change in things that aren't right, you know?
Yeah,
man,
absolutely.
We are all just people at the end of the day. There's good people and bad people. That's all, the only difference.
Exactly.
And
And
people.
you know what? We all have messed up.
Yeah.
If I you know what? I can tell you right now. You go to jujitsu.com right now. You pull up my rap. I got a lot.
I can
went
tell
through a
you,
lot.
you literally have made the biggest mistake ever, because you said 11:28 and you showed up at 11:41.
Put it on my record.
Oh man!
You know, if you're gonna have somebody like me on your show, you know we gonna be late.
If I was in drag right now, I'd be clanking some nails together. Ooh, you'd be in trouble. All right, take this drink with me. We're diving into some other stuff. Thank you guys for being here, watching and listening. And I know this, you know, like what we just talked about is kind of a little bit different than normal, but it's stuff that needs to be said sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
and this show is only about loving people. It's all about comedy and fun and being funny and having fun. But sometimes fun isn't very fun when there's so
Just
much
talking
bad.
about it is gonna fix it. You got to talk about it first. Here's the talking, conversing.
Here's to a tequila Gatorade mustache.
I mean, you're chasing a Gatorade. I'm chasing a White Claw.
Okay, so now I want to. Now you had a full beard. Do you still have a beard?
No, I don't. I shaved it
shaved-
all off.
you
I'm
shaved-
feeling some type of way about it.
Okay. Now, so when you get in your drag getup, I've always wondered. Okay, so there's like a pair of pants that you wear, like that goes right.
Yeah, you got some tucking panties.
Get
you some good old granny panties.
Do they have like?
Get
Do
you-
they have a little camel tee on them?
You know, they can be. Sometimes when you're not trained in the proper way.
Oh, dude, I think that's the best way to train and get that little camel tee up there.
For real. You just got to pull that little snake back in the yard. You're like, you know, you're not coming out today.
Yeah, park it in the back door garage if
Park it
you're
in this
working
big
with
garage.
enough length.
No, yeah. There's many different ways to do it. Some people do it with duct tape. Some people do it with pantyhose. Some
Wait,
people
do
it with tucking
duct tape
panties.
on their thing?
Not, I mean, maybe, some. I mean, the most that I've seen it with when I've witnessed somebody using duct tape is they'll use, like, granny panties, and they'll just go ahead and take duct tape on that, and then just to get them
Pull it back. Got it. Gotcha.
Sail
Yeah,
right on
you don't have the
through.
ribs and lips in
Yes,
there.
exactly.
Dude, this is awesome. Okay, so there's that. Then there's the up top, you know, the bustier. Because you look like you got a pair of like, what, C cups? Is that C cup?
Oh, no, it's a D cup, bro.
Oh, so I'm so sorry.
size queen.
I'm sorry.
Size queen.
Now, okay, so how many times have you performed?
Oh my god, I can't answer that. A lot. So many times. I mean, when I first started, I started on Thanksgiving. And it was a pretty terrible time in my life where my drag mother, Ginger Snaps, she painted my face.
I've seen Ginger Snaps at Bella's Basics.
Big booty bitch.
Yeah, I've
Ten
seen
tapping toes of the Quad Cities.
Me and Timmy went there. Dude, I got destroyed there one day. We went there just to have fun. We were sitting there watching a drag show. And I'm like, what are you doing here? You're too straight to be here. I swear to God, it was 10, 15 people. You're just here to make fun of us. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I told Timmer, I was like, can we just go? Like, dude, and then, this one guy, he looked like Cam Newton. You know who that is?
No, I don't know.
He's the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers.
Sports, I don't know.
Tall, ribbed, jack, and this guy walks over and he goes, "Why is everybody giving you a problem?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm just sitting here having fun." And he goes, "Let me make everybody," and he turned from his, "Let me make everybody straight here real quick."
Yes.
And he goes, "Hey, any motherfucker who says another word to this motherfucker, I swear to God." And everybody went, "Hi, how are you?" I got like 50 drinks.
That was like a daddy voice. He gave him his big boy voice. That's what we call it in the community.
Well, me and Timmy had bought the guy a drink, and he sat with us at the table, and he was great. And people were just like ready for me to be mean for some reason. It's just there's always both sides to things, maybe somebody had somebody who looked like me say something mean to them. Yeah,
it just boils down to just judging the book.
Yeah.
Before you read it.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
can't do that. And absolutely, I can see that. And I mean, it's just, I hope you didn't take offense to it at all. I mean, it's just, that's what they had been through. You're right. They probably witnessed something or been through something that, you remind them of.
We kind of just walked outside and we talked about it. And this is like more of the time where I looked more like that than I do like now.
I'm real shocked. I mean, because if you look like that,
dude,
back then, and you came into like, at the time, Connections or Mary's, everybody be like, oh. Hi.
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it.
Like, hey, how are you?
Okay, we got to get back on track. Okay, what were we even talking about?
Yeah, we were talking about Ginger put me in drag for the first time, and
yes.
I posted on Facebook, actually, and I got a lot of very, very negative feedback. First, from my family. And that's really kind of what took me back, because it was like, I have pictures, literal pictures printed out, like showing me as a child, as young as like 4 or 5 years old, walking around in heels.
Yeah.
So it took me back, because I was like, okay, it's a problem now. Mm-hmm. And it was this big fiasco, but you know what? It fueled me. It made me who I am today, and it's just, from that point on, I performed on Thanksgiving. I will never forget, it was my first time. I didn't know the words to any of my songs. I did 2 songs, I just froze, and I was looking like Gumby, and I was landing 747s out on the lane, like we was really trying to do something. But I got on stage in front of a really, big amount of people, and I think that anybody that performs in general, once they get on stage that first time, they feel that energy from the crowd. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if it's like crickets or if it's a bunch of hooting and hollering and clapping. That energy, it does something to you.
Oh, it always
Absolutely, it does something to you. But so I think I've done drag, thousands of times.
Really? Thousands?
Absolutely. I mean, I was that drag queen that was, if there was a Thursday night open show, I was doing a Thursday night open mic night, basically, is, how you would assume. And I would win, and I would win those spots for the Saturday show. Oh, and then if a Sunday was coming up, Sundays usually was either pageant days or you were performing, for the pageant. I was in every pageant. I got first alternate for damn near fucking 50 pageants. So, I mean,
what I truly think what I think is fascinating about you and your son's mother is you both are so much on the same page. You love each other so much. And now she is a lesbian woman and you're a gay man.
Yep. Hey, Mari.
And I don't need to say gay. I'll say bi. Whatever the fuck.
Equal opportunity offender. Yeah. It don't matter. I mean, that's how I feel like I've never associated as just gay or bi or straight or whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, and everybody's different. You know who you are. I know who I am, and to me, if I vibe with you, if you can attract me in a certain way that makes me want to know more, I'm very much more a mind over matter type person. Like, I want you to get me at your mind.
Yeah, I think that's so great about. I mean, just talking with Chelsea about everything. I mean, I've talked to her a million times.
She's a hoot. She's a hoot.
I love her to death.
She's a hoot.
I love her to death. She's great.
And I love her so much.
It's so cool that you have both been able to. You seem like you're both your happiest right now. You seem like you're both reaching your happiest points, and you have goals and things you're doing and moving forward, and it is fascinating that.
Absolutely.
That we live in a world where we can stop and say, no, this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. This is what I love. This is what I care about. And this is the way I'm going to make it happen. And both of you have made that happen.
Absolutely. We grew up in, Chelsea and I mean, a lot of people right now, especially, they feel like, oh my God, you and Tate's mom, you guys are just, you mesh well together. Mm-hmm. You're great together. You guys are perfect together. It has not always been that way.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, Tatum's 10. A lot can happen in just look at the last 6 months of our lives. Imagine 10 years of that. And that's just 10 years of Tatum being alive. I mean, we've been together, you know, a lot longer than just the 10 years. But I mean, it's been a battle. But I think that's what's the most beautiful thing about her and I's relationship is that Chelsea and I started off as, you know, her with this little brace-faced girl coming up to me and just saying, I just want to let you know, my mom's gay too. I didn't know who she was. I just saw this poofy hair girl coming up to me and telling me that it was okay to be gay, and I didn't know who I was at that point. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, now looking back on it, it was definitely the universe being like, listen, I'm sending you this person because you need to know that it's okay to be who you are. But, I mean, ultimately, her and I mean, we've been through hell. We've been through hell and back, and we lived in that separated family, you know, where mom and dad were together, had children, got a divorce, and split up. We were bound and determined that was not going to happen with our child. We will not allow him to go through what we went through.
And he's so great. He's
perfect.
He's great.
He's
funny. He's goofy. He's like. He's a piece of. He's like, I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah,
you know, he's a piece that's gonna let you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's sassy. That's the word.
Sassy. Yep. He's so sassy. He really is. I mean, he has two. I mean, this kid he's perfect. I mean, he's Tatum. That's what he is.
He's handsome. Like, you guys couldn't have created much more of a handsome-looking son. Like,
I know.
He is very handsome.
Blessed. That's all I can say is we're blessed.
Yeah, God.
He saved, I think, everybody that's involved with this child.
The first time I ever met him, too, it was so cool. He's like, so you like football? I said, yeah, I do. I said, you play football? He goes, you want to see my helmet? I was like, yeah, let's go see your helmet. He shows me his helmet. He's like, I'm playing tight end. I was like, cool. I was like, so can you catch a football? And then we're out there throwing the football, and he just, so you got a Fortnite inside? I was like, dude,
I cannot.
The very first thing he says, Mom, can I stay the night here? I was like, bro, you can't stay the night here tonight.
Like, no, you're going home with your parents. Don't. No.
I was like, but there's going to be a day. There's going to be a day. What a great thing. What a great thing for both of you guys. And also, too, it's the same thing going back. It opens your eyes, it opens her eyes to look at what we have here.
Right.
Instead of look at, you know, we may have a feud about this or that, or there may be an indifference about this or that. But look at what we got.
Right.
And it changes the perspective of everything.
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to dive into an email. Do you want another shot of tequila?
Here for it.
You want a shot of tequila?
Trying to fill me.
Let's get Sinaman up. Let's get him up. Yeah, we got to do this before we take these.
Yeah, we do. I need this. I'm here for it.
All right, you pour these two up. You're on in on this one.
Feeling a little saucy.
I've done 2 episodes in a row.
I've never been a bartender before. So.
All right. Well, you're gonna do your best.
All you're doing is
you're not even making a drink. You're just pouring a shot. Shot 30 Podcast is sponsored by Conspiracy Kimonos. Get your custom-made gi for jiu-jitsu today. Visit Conspiracy Kimonos on Facebook and Instagram, and get your custom-made gi and start beating people up. That's the normal thing we go with. He's a black belt, dude. He's a bad A.
Shit. I wish I could be a black belt. I'm a black belt in food eating. Okay.
I'm a black belt in gummy snakes.
Ooh, you got me there on them gunny snakes.
All right, we're hitting these emails. Let's hit a couple of them. We have a lot for you, which it just speaks to the people that care about what you're doing. There was the people that may have had hate or resentment towards what you want to be, but the people who actually care about you are the only ones who matter.
Exactly.
And they'll be the ones that are there moving forward always. All right, so we got the first email here. To Sinaman, spelled correct.
Really?
Man, Sinaman.
Oh, they must know me.
How long does it take for you to get into full drag? Jessica. I don't know which Jessica that is.
Full drag, at least 3 hours. And that's literally from the toes up. Shaven, full body shave. Full body, just everything. You have to do everything. There's so much. What a woman has to do. Let's say, it's the perfect example for a drag queen to get ready and drag in the amount of time it takes them. If you take a woman and she has not done anything with herself for 3 months, let's just say, because everything we grow everything fast. Body hair, everything. It's a train wreck. But, if you go from that and then all of a sudden the woman has a hot date, she's finally, rolling into it and she needs to get ready. It's a whole day event, essentially. So I would say at least 3 hours, if not more. Getting ready for a full drag. Absolutely.
That I can't speak towards that because I've never gotten to full drag.
Maybe
I put Timmery's underwear on a couple times. That's about as far as I've taken that. I think I put a wig on a few times on TikTok.
You get the wig on. You feel it sometimes.
I'm starting to grow. My hair is longer than your real hair.
Oh yeah, I'm here for it. It is. It's great.
I even put hairspray in it for this episode.
What kind of hairspray?
I don't know.
Tresemme? Ooh la la?
Essential. Something hair essential or something like that. It was.
Good.
But, I didn't like the way it was laying flat on my neck, so I had to get it curled up today. Okay. Hey, Cinnamon. Just wondering if I could get a shout out. Okay, I did not read this one. Hey, just wondering if I could get a shout out from you. I've seen you perform a bunch. Joe F.
Oh, Jojo.
Hey, Joey boy.
Hey, Jojo, what up?
You gotta give him that boob shake. Give him the shake. Oh, there you go.
I'm in my Sunday's best. When you're in your Sunday's best, you don't shake very much.
Thank you, Joe F, for sending that in. And you got to give the shout out, not me.
I'm shouting you out. Thank you for reaching out to me. I appreciate it. Okay.
Okay, now this next one is, hey guys, between the podcast or the drag shows, how much hate do both of you receive in your respected hobbies? Anonymous.
A lot.
A lot here too.
It's pretty mixed, I would say. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I have damn near 5,000 friends on Facebook. And I have Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. I don't have Twitter. I lied. I used to have Twitter. I didn't have it.
So you don't have Twitter? Why would you say that?
I'm not a bird.
Why would you say that?
I don't know.
I hate Twitter.
Christian Mingle, Farmers Only, all of it. I've had all of it. I literally have had all of it. We all strive for that, acceptance. I've had every single bit of it.
You were looking for a ride on that big green tractor?
Okay, Jason Aldean, I see.
Hey, anybody got them crops getting big out there?
Not this year.
Shit, they all been blown over with that storm.
Real, the damn derecho. No, I feel like I've had a lot amount of hate. It is pretty mixed. I would say, obviously, as the human race, you focus more on things that are negative towards you and what you're striving for. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you get that's hateful from outside. It's how you utilize that hate. You need to bucket that hate. You need to separate it into different buckets if you have to, and use that to just fuel you to move forward.
I do want to tell you something, and I want to go back and forth about this because this is it's in the same regards towards you and me. So I shared the picture and the post of you and me doing this episode, And someone said, well, you can count me out on this episode. I said, well, fuck you.
Oh,
and then I blocked them, but it made me feel like, I mean, just why are you doing that? Why? I don't mean to make this sound like it was a thing where this person was talking shit towards you, but they were.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It made me so just shut the fuck up, and you don't have to be a part of this episode. It's fine. You don't have to watch. You don't have to listen. But man, instantly, we've had this happen a couple times before where it's just, why are you jumping towards this? And I just told Timmy, I've got to delete this comment. This is...
I mean, this is the best piece of advice. Thank you. Thank you so much. I fucking love you. I mean, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I will tell you I'm not shocked. I will tell you that I have had a lot of hate. It's definitely throughout the 30 years of my life. I will say 30 years. My full 30 years of life. I've had some sort of hate.
30.3?
4.
Yeah, something like that.
What's the date? My Apple Watch, if it was here. It's about 30.1347.
August
30.1347564321. 30.1347564321.
Oh, pie, yeah.
Yeah, just one of those type situations. But, I mean, I have had a lot of hate, and one thing that I can absolutely say to the person that just said, count me out, like I said, go back to it, thank you. I appreciate you. It's people just like you that have kept me going, because I've had my own family members say, count me out. Essentially to where I hold myself up here. Mm-hmm. Because if I don't hold myself up here, I'm never going to be up here, to society. And I think that when people are down here with their comments and their views, you're entitled to your opinion. Have your opinion. If you don't like it, that is totally fine. It's fine.
You're so
But learn
right.
from me. Learn from me. I think that a lot of times in life where it's amazing, because a lot of straight men going back to high school, grade school, I was called names that I didn't even know what those meant until 20 years after they were calling me those names. And I'm like, why didn't I know what that meant?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know what brain sucker or certain terminology, I just didn't know what that meant because my family didn't talk to me about those things. Mm-hmm. It's a situation where the lifestyle that I have, it's not talked about in our community as white folk. And I say that very strongly, because very, all-American dream, the white picket fence, man, wife, bunch of children, the farm, everything, building your life. And that's amazing, have that dream. But in having that dream, I think that this country has shadowed everything different besides that dream. And I absolutely say that in all of this, I am the type of person that if you're different from me, I want to hear what you have to say. More than anybody else.
I think you're incredible.
I want to learn.
I think you have such a wide set mind and diversity. That I think that, even just one person, to make the difference of one person. Hey, let's say this fucking...
come on, that's my thing. I wake up every day. I want to change one person's life.
But even if this one person who just sent this email still watches this and hears this, I hope maybe they just close their eyes and think for a second, this is a person too, who's lived a whole life in a different way than I have.
Right.
Because no two people
are the same
in the whole world are exactly the same.
Exactly, and I think it also goes back to... whoever emailed that, I love you.
First of all, you need to start drinking your next drink. This show is called Shot 30 Podcast.
Shot 30?
Sinaman.
I love them. I am the person that even if I do see a difference in you and if I don't agree with you, I will take the time to sit back, understand your point of view. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to agree with you. I'm not going to do anything at all. I want to hear you.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. I want to hear what you're saying. I want to see you as an individual. And you know what? Shout out to them. Whoever that was, shout out to you. You are an individual that has the amount of self-control that says, you know what? This is not for me. I want to let you know that this is not for me because it's not for everybody.
You know, it's kind of the point where debate class has gone wrong. Debate class is your side and the other side. It's never, hey, let me in the middle go, you're right.
Right.
Like, when we're in school, high school, college, it's never just go, whoa, what you just said, you're right. My point's irrelevant. Sometimes that's lost. I don't know if anybody's ever said that before. So I think this is a shot 31st. But have you ever heard of that? Somebody just in the middle go, you're all the way right. I'm out. My point's irrelevant.
I mean, it's happened. I will say it has happened, but it only happens when that other individual, or even me, I've been in that position where I'm like, oh, shit, you're right.
But I'm saying like school venture. Like you have to make a point against another person in a debate class.
Oh, never. That's
Shouldn't
never
I
happened.
get an A if I go, you are all the way right?
Yep,
if you made a point that was like that. It's all so diverse. We are, you and me are 2 in trillions of people. You know, like.
But we're at the end of the day, we're American. And I think that is the example of American is we are a melting pot. We are somebody that is one person, you're American in your own way that brings the whole country together. If I don't have you, I don't have America.
I just feel like even when it comes to like America and all these things, I am just me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm just me.
We're all just me. Exactly.
I love people for who and what they are, and I see diversity. I see everything. I can see a Japanese person and go, "What's your story?" You know, just anything. I can restart because I've lived a million lives in one. I've been through depression and hell and suicide and a million things over again. I mean, I've been at the bottom of the barrel taking psych meds and
a couple of times. Sign me up.
I hung myself over the lake, plopped into the lake, and my wife pulled me out and said, "No, like, why are you here again?" And here I am now with an open mind of every person, and I just want to care about every person, unless you're a real scumbag.
Right. I mean,
there is a real scumbag.
If you're a real scumbag, like, if you don't like McDonald's, you might be a scumbag.
If you don't like McDonald's,
I love me some McDonald's. That's how I pay for this body.
$1.07 for McChickens.
They raised them. It's like $1.29.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they raised it. 2 for $3.
What about the double cheeseburger being popped up? That's fucked up. And now it's just a cheeseburger on the dollar menu.
Bitter. Come on, McDonald's. Get your shit together. Can we even talk about McDonald's on there?
I don't know. Hey, shout out to McDonald's. Go, hey, they've sold over 1 billion burgers. Or 1 trillion. It's 1 trillion now.
I mean, they paid for my body. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, this one is, hey, Shane, the diversity of this show is incredible. What is the upcoming guest list looking like? I don't know. We have a lot going on. A lot of episodes. We have a singer. He was tried out for The Voice. He's been a lead singer for a bunch of bands. He's incredible. His name's Kerry Cortez. We've already recorded that episode. He was great. His mom was just on Good Morning America.
Come on, Mom.
Yeah.
Good Morning America.
Yeah, Mom's a little bit more important than you, Kerry. Check that out.
Kerry.
and then we have Jason Lindstrom, who has the incredible cause Jammin' for Justin, where his son lost his life from type 1 diabetes at the age of 7, and now his daughter, who is 14 years old, has type 1 diabetes as well. He talks about his benefit and his cause and what they're going through, and it's an incredible episode. And
watch it.
Oh my God, waterworks.
For real.
But then there's we have been doing the Why Guys Don't Get Dates series. Mallory Bryant, it was just on the last episode.
This Mallory. I heard so much about this Miss Mallory. I need to meet me with Mallory. We need to do a feature episode together.
The whole Why Guys Don't Get Dates series has been incredible. And it's been so crazy each part to the next. And the emails that have come in, it has been great. So, I don't know. Yeah, and we have every day we have more episodes pouring in, more guests showing interest. So I don't know. That's what we're doing from here.
Watch. This is the only answer.
I love the double pistols that you pulled out.
I can't have just one. We need both.
Now, this one looks like it's probably from someone you know. Hey, Travis.
Oh God.
Growing up in our age area was starting drag difficult for you? Was it difficult for your family or your friends? Sarah. It's from Sarah.
Oh,
it's Sarah P.
Sarah's a perfect.
I don't know if you know.
Sarah Pisano. I mean, we got some Sarahs we know. Yeah, that's a deep one. Honestly, I think it was hard for everybody involved, including me. When it was done, the makeup was done, the wig was put on, the costume was put on. It was, oh shit. Am I Travis or am I this new person? And the first day, I will tell you honestly, the first day, I was like, oh my God, I feel so much more confident. I feel so much more at home as this person with this makeup on. Who is this person? She makes me feel amazing. You know, and that's what, I lived my life as a female for a while. I mean, I will come clean to that.
You got a lip on the top, and I know you're going to be upset with your hair right there, and I know you went on point.
Oh, she's a part.
Okay.
She's a part.
Right there on the top. Oh, you got it. There you go. Now the weave's all fixed.
No, so, like, seriously, I battled it. I think I battled it just because I always lived this life. Growing up, I knew I was not the normal sheep. I was a black one. Definitely a black sheep. I was not somebody that was easily accepted. I didn't fit in. It didn't matter what group of kids, even just being in kindergarten, first grade. I remember those times. A lot of people say you will never remember those times, you know, at that time versus when you're 40 or 50 or 60. You cannot remember those young times. But I remember those because they were very traumatizing to me. I remember certain little events, certain little things. So it was traumatizing for me to get in drag. I will say, it was traumatizing for my family to get in drag. It was traumatizing for friends for me to get in drag. It was a whole whirlwind of emotions, and I think that a lot of people were just like, "Who do you want to be?" Yeah, and that's what I was like. Well, I'm somebody that I'm yearning for acceptance. I'm yearning for, that popularity. I've never been that person, so that's what I want. And when I first got in drag, it was amazing. It was the
exact feeling of, hey, you were somebody here. You were somebody with us. I became
somebody. The moment I put synthetic hair on, a wig, I will say, you can put your makeup on, you can put your whole body on, because we have hip pads, that we can put on. Like, there's a whole lot put into drag. You can put all of it on, but as soon as you put your wig on, your false hair, whatever you call it, whoever you are, however you feel, when you put that hair on, that solidifies everything for you, and it's either make or break. And I think for me, it was just something that was like, it opened up a whole different world for me, I think, and I was confused. Absolutely.
You confused, but you loved it.
I loved it. I was confused because, let me clarify that part of it, just so we don't confuse.
I understand what you're saying, but yes, please.
I was confused because I was raised as you're a male. You were born as a male. You were born, with all the right, correct anatomy parts to be a male. When you are a male, you need to be
with a woman.
The white picket fence, the children, the career. Maybe you were in football back in high school, like you were in baseball, golf, whatever. You were a masculine man because you were born a male. You have to fit the part. I never fit that part. So that's why I say I was so confused. I was just like, oh, my family, they shoved this down my throat, but I was never that. I was never that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I call her my Mima. My Mima, she really strived to make me who I was as a person. R.I.P., rest in heaven. Amazing, 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 amazing woman. She ultimately
helped me become who she set the stones for me to, go up the hill. But I will say, after explaining everything, I was confused. It was a traumatic experience because I was raised a certain way. When this happened, it opened a different kind of experience for me.
I think it's incredible. I think it's awesome. I think everything that you're doing is awesome. I think you're an awesome person. I think Travis is awesome. I think Sinaman is awesome. And I do have to get the blade out because you were late. Yeah, I've been threatening you with that blade. Hey, I did have a friend, one of my friends who's eating all the hot peppers. He said that you need to give him a shout out.
Who is that?
His name's Joseph.
Another
Joe. Maybe he's the guy who sent the same email.
It probably is. Fucking Joe.
Joe is the only 5, 6, 7 time returning guest on Shot 30 Podcast.
Oh, good.
Because he comes in just to eat the hot foods and then he disappears. But when
Watch out, Joe. I'm going to be on here more than you.
He also said, like, I hope that there's no hate mail from this podcast. And if there is, don't worry. He's 6'7", like 310 pounds of just huge mammoth man. He said he'll take care of anybody.
You know what? Good or bad, honestly, whatever it is, I just love the people that are forward enough to want to send whatever they want to send, whether it's good or bad. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to take it in. Mm-hmm. You can give me your bad. I'm going to listen to what you're saying. I'm going to listen to what you're writing. I'm going to read what you're writing. And I'm going to try and incorporate it in my life. If it doesn't fit in my life, I mean, it doesn't fit, and that's just what it is. But if it does fit, I'm going to reach out to you. So I encourage everybody that has that negative or that positive, please reach out to me. If you want to learn, that's all I'm about.
Do you have links that everybody can reach you at?
I mean, just that Travis Swanson on the Facebook.
You don't have a Facebook page?
No, I don't. Actually, a lot of people have said that.
Fan page.
A lot of people have said that. If you type in Sinaman, you'll be able to find me.
Are you the only Sinaman out there?
I have seen a couple other Sinamans. So a lot of people...
You said Sinaman.
I do say Sinaman. I say that
Sinaman.
because they're not Sinaman.
Yeah, you're the only Sinaman.
I'm Sinaman because it's a sin to be with a man. So that's where my drag name comes from.
Whoa.
Yes. Meaning of my drag name. It's powerful to me. Honestly, it's really powerful. In Ginger, going back to her, she really helped me. Phenomenal. She's just phenomenal. She brought this, worm and turned it into a butterfly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just amazing. Just whatever
that
she
would be
did
a caterpillar.
Absolutely.
Worms don't normally
I'm saying worm because it's absolute, at the very bottom of the barrel type situation.
I totally understand what you're saying.
No. We talked about it. So ginger, obviously, is a spice. Mm-hmm. Ginger is the spice that we use when we cook. And she wanted to have all of her drag daughters to follow in suit and become a spice. And I was like,
oh, wow, that's
what am I
awesome.
going to be?
Mind blown.
Right. What am I going to be? And they were like, she goes, what about cinnamon? But let's spell it Sinaman. Because it's a sin to be with a man, Sinaman.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome that there was more to it, too, and the story that lies beneath the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Do you have an Instagram page?
I do. Instagram's it's, if anybody knows, you ever watch Vikings? Please tell me watch Vikings. Come on. Vikings. So Vikings, you should look it up. It's on...
the football team?
No, Vikings.
Minnesota?
No, we don't do sports. I only do sports when it involves food.
I know the show
and alcohol.
Vikings, but I've never watched it. But I did just watch Game of Thrones. So
Similar.
my mind's way more open to those kind of shows because I thought I hated old time shows. Anything that's we're Vikings or we're Warriors or
watch this. So I have a Saint Bernard.
Uh-huh.
His name is Floki, but his full name is Hrafna Floki. So it's Hrafna, Hrafna, and then it's an underscore and hyphen, Floki. I'll post it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll get it in there. Don't worry about it.
Absolutely.
Now, do you have anything, how do people get to, you said that you're doing this, the benefit, not benefit, but this, you called yourself Cinnamon.
I'm a benefit queen.
A benefit queen.
I'm a benefit queen.
Now, how do people get to your benefit, and how do we put this in the links?
So what you can do is, whenever obviously when the episode's posted, I can just put in the comments whatever.
This episode's posted tomorrow.
We're
Sunday.
doing it tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll put in the comments so you guys follow it.
We had so many people that were
Clock Inc.
ready for it.
Clock Inc. is a beautiful, beautiful business for our youth. It's just, you got to follow their page. You have to read up on them.
You got to tell everybody like you're the dumbest thing in the world how to get there.
Just literally Clock Inc. CLOCKINC. Type it in your search bar and Facebook. You'll get there. Add it. Read up on it. It's amazing. It's I would say it's more geared towards our youth. Mm-hmm. It's trying to bring youth who are different.
Yeah.
Whether that youth is trans, gay, bisexual, indifferent, if they don't know who they are. Mm-hmm. This is an amazing program. Chase runs this program. Chase is amazing. I can put his name, in the comments too, whatever. And then Queens for a Cause, literally just type in Queens for a Cause, you'll find something. Those are two really big groups that I'm about, just because it's not just, I don't want to be that drag queen or that crossdresser that goes to the bar to go to the bar.
I understand.
I want to make a difference. And that's the whole point of everything moving forward. We have to make a difference in this world. And I think, Queens for a Cause and Clock Inc. is perfect. Clock Inc.'s been all over the news. I mean, Queens for a Cause has been in the newspapers and stuff like that. So it's amazing. I mean, we do, like I say, going back to it, we do shows, a mom, she can come down and be diagnosed with cancer. We're going to do a show for her. We're going to raise money for her to help her with her bills.
Dude, that's so awesome.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, a business. If a business is hit really hard, obviously every business is hit hard right now, but if a business is hit hard, whether they were vandalized, whatever, I mean, there's just, the spectrum is so open with Queens for a Cause, and then Clock Inc. itself, that it's wide. It's not for, just LGBTQ+. It's for everybody. It's for the whole world. I mean, I want everybody to at least visit the pages.
Yeah, just go
read up on them. Do what you can do.
We'll put the links in the
comments.
comments
Add me on Facebook.
Yeah, hit it up. Hit that Insta G.
Okay.
I think that your whole demeanor and mindset with everything that you're doing is very open and positive, and I think what you're doing is incredible. And I would love to take one last shot of tequila with you.
Oh my God, let's do it.
Yeah, you got that Gator. Oh, you got that White Claw.
White Claw.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. And so I will say, you will hold the number 2 place for the longest episode of Shot 30 Podcast.
I'm here for it. I hope you invite me back for more. I mean, whatever the subject. Sinaman, doesn't matter.
I would love, more. I mean, I can't wait for more, and I really hope people appreciate what is actually being said in this episode. It's not just,
it's not right or wrong. It's the fact that if you want to learn about somebody else's opinion versus what's your opinion, I think that's what's the most important. That's what America needs to realize.
Shot 30 Podcast started out, it was going to be like a comedy podcast. And the more and more we've been doing episodes.
Quite a few episodes you've been doing. It's just phenomenal.
And then like the Be Humble Gem with a special needs only gem. And coming
that was amazing. It's tearjerker. I didn't even watch the whole episode. I pulled the shit up and I was just like, it was perfect. You were great with that. I mean, and they were perfect.
And I just think that this is another piece towards, maybe a couple people's minds are changed about certain things, or,
one person. That's all I ever say. One person.
I love that.
One.
I say it all the way too. Even if we just had one person like this show and enjoy it, that makes me feel happy. So, and we have a lot of people who kind of enjoy it, and they love the diversity, and they were very excited about you.
I'm excited about them. I want to hear what they have to say. And just let us know, like, if you want more. What do you want? What do you want?
We'll do another episode. episode. So this is Shot 30 Podcast. I'm Shane Newbert. That's Travis Swanson / Sinaman. Sinaman. And we are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Castbox, all those things. Hit like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and keep listening because we are going to dive deeper into this. Travis, thank you.
Thank you.
Sinaman.
It's been
I'm
amazing.
sorry.
Sinaman.
Sinaman.
She's a lady.
Thank you so
looks
much
like
for
a
this.
lady.
This was so much fun. This is
Yeah,
so
no,
great.
it
I'm
was
glad
good.
this happened. And shout out Chelsea for hooking this up.
Thanks, bitch.